Alright, so rather than the initial idea with the three-part Legend of Korra thing, I decided just to cut down and talk about just what I think just me talking about what I'd like to see in Season 2. I did have a few other things planned, but I was like, not the series review on a whole. That's been done. A bunch of other people who are a lot better than me at reviewing a season on a whole and picking out all the little flaws and, details that I might have missed, and done it better. Melina Pendulum, I think Ziploc Gory might do one. Probably not. Or they might do one on Anime Real Talk TV, excuse me. I think that him and Rodney383 might do a series as a whole. Or just go look at Otaku Assemble's reviews. Anywho, the other one with me talking about what I would have done with Season 1, I decided just to not do that in general. It didn't... I came up with a few ideas, but then I was like, that sounds kind of jerky, so... I just decided, you know what, I just want to talk about what I'd like to see in Season 2. Now, none of this is official, this is just me being a fan of the show. Even though I wasn't too much of a fan of the Season 1 finale, I still generally liked the show. Was it as good as The Last Airbender? I don't think so, but Legend of Korra still held up, in my opinion. Even though Season 1, I felt there was a lot of cop-outs in there. But I digress. Now, what I'd like to see in Season 2. Now, so far, all we know is that it's going to have a total of 14 episodes. And they recently came out with, some of those episodes are going to be in Republic City, and the other times, it's going to be Korra and the rest of the group around the world. Now, that is something I would really like to see. I would really like to see what the Four Nations has become outside of Republic City, because that's all we've seen, that's all we've heard of. I'd really like to see what has become of, what does the Earth Kingdom look like now? Is it very industrialized, like Republic City, or what? I'd really like to see what the Northern Water Tribe looks like, a bit more. I mean, we saw a bit of it, and also what the Southern Water Tribe looks like. I'd also like to see, I'd definitely like to see what the Fire Nation is like. What has become of the Fire Nation? Is it still a monarchy? Has the Fire Lord become a figurehead while there's like a parliament actually calling the shots, kind of like in the British government and the Japanese government? The Emperor and the Queen are pretty much figureheads, while the parliaments run the country. Is it kind of like that now? I'd really like to see that. Also, I'd really like to see more, as much as I know we're kind of done with the equalist stuff, I'd really like to see the fallout of what is, are there still people following Amon's beliefs, even though Amon was a traitor? He pretty much lied to everyone. I really wonder if there are people out there who still think, there are benders that are, benders are evil, everyone should be treated equally, and take it to a whole new extreme. I'm really curious if they'll deal with fallout like that. Also, I'd really like to see, the fallout of what is going to be the general direction of what they're going to go with the benders in general. I mean, maybe there'll be people who are blaming, maybe bending really did cause all our problems, and this is why we lost Republic City to these terrorists. So, that's one way of looking at it. I'd also like to see... I don't know for me, I would really like to see a villain that is not human. We've seen it before. Amon, Azula, Ozai. I'd really like to see a villain that is a supernatural threat. I think it's high time. We've seen an Avatar. Me personally, and this is just me personally, but I would definitely like to see a supernatural threat. And why I say this would be kind of good for Korra is because they're kind of moving away from the spiritualism. The world of Avatar is kind of moving away from the spiritual side of Avatar because it's getting so technologically advanced. Wouldn't it be interesting to see a supernatural threat come, and people would be like, oh, well, yeah, that we don't believe in the spirits anymore. Why should we ask spirits to help us? We have technology, kind of like the whole God versus technology, the whole science versus religion thing. Not throw it in your face, but make a subtle reference to it in some way. Kind of like this disgruntled spirit who thinks, the world, this world, has kind of abandoned the spirits, abandoned and forgotten the old ways in order, thinking they've held themselves higher because of all their new achievements. And the spirit comes along, or demon, you could say, and be like, no, you still need us, and I'm gonna destroy all of you to prove it. So I think it'd be interesting to have Korra take on something that would prove a challenge in that aspect. And also, since like the Avatar in general, that's her whole job. She is the spirit. The Avatar is the bridge between this world and the spiritual world. So I think it'd be interesting to see an enemy from the spirit world. Basically the other end of the other end of the stick coming at Korra. So that'd be kind of interesting. Also, I'd really like to see a little more development with Asami. I'd like to make her. I'd really like to see her be her own character more. I guess Mako and pretty much Mako dumped Asami. It's implied though in the season finale. So I'd like to see her grow as her own character. She's not a bender, but maybe. I know she's not a bender, and she still uses the equalist equipment. I'd really like to see her do more training. Be like the tech girl of the group. Kind of like I'd really like to see her be kind of like a combination of Oracle and Huntress. That'd actually work really well with Asami. She'd basically be like the planner of the group, and as well as the tech, the one with all the information, one keeping tabs on everything. And technically, if the Saito Industries has not been completely tarnished by what Hiroshi Saito was revealed to be, I think you can make her technically in control of Saito Industries now. She's technically, because, truth be told, she's still the technical heir of that industry, even despite what Hiroshi Saito did. Sorry, got a little tongue-tied there. But what Hiroshi Saito did, technically, if they don't close down the business because of what he did, Asami can take control of it. I think that'd be really cool for her to be CEO of her father's industry and push it, and kind of take away, I'm not my father, I'm going to use this technology for the betterment of both benders and non-benders alike. So maybe I'd really like to see her invent and help create all these new forms of weaponry and, devices and other, not just weaponry and devices to hunt down and track people, but also devices and inventions that could be used for good, and like the betterment of the world in general. So that's something right there. Also, I'd like to see a little more backstory done on Bolin and Mako's parents. I'd really like to see them dig a little deeper into it, like Mako is just one day just completely disgruntled. He doesn't want to talk to anybody, and it's revealed it's their mother's birthday. Bolin reveals to Korra it's their mother's birthday, and you could dig a little more into why, what happened to their parents, rather than more than what Mako told Korra. You can dig a little deeper into that. With Bolin, I'm really hoping they don't make him just the joke guy. I mean, yeah, he can be funny at times, but I'd really like to see him, grow up a bit more. I'd really like to see him grow up as a better character. He can still be the joke guy, don't get me wrong, he can still be the joke guy, but I'd really like to him, get his act together and really contribute with ideas, or, be a bit more heroic. I mean, yeah, again, with the whole, he tore up the runways for the planes, but I really like to see them do more with something along those lines. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I'd really like to see. Again, with a supernatural threat would be really interesting. Yeah, more or less. That's just a few things. I don't know why, but I'd really like to see Tano on the group. I don't know why. I think it'd just be kind of cool because I just think it would be kind of interesting to see Tano hang out with the new Team Avatar. Now that I guess you can just say he got his bending back thanks to Korra. He got his water bending back, and he's trying to make up for being such an asshole. So he's part of the new Team Avatar, and it'd be kind of interesting to see some animosity between him and Mako and Bolin for what was going on in the pro bending stuff. So I'd really like to see like Tano's trying to make up for what he did, and using his water bending for other purposes. So that was another thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks Tano can actually be useful, possibly. Keyword possibly, and that was just a long shot idea. But yeah, that's just a few things, guys. That's a few things I'd really like to see in season 2. Again, this is nothing official. All we know is that some of the episodes are going to be in Republic City, and then apparently they're going to go traveling the world in the other episodes. So, yeah, that's all we know. And again, I don't even know the release date for for season 2. I've been hearing rumors that it's supposed to be late this year, or I've been hearing, and this is probably the more plausible one, early next year, like supposed to be spring or early summer of 2013. That's what I'm banking on because I heard they're still animating season 2, and 2D animation like this takes a while. But again, that's all that's been rumored and stuff. But anyway, guys, you guys tell me, what would you guys like to see in Legend of Korra Season 2? I think this could be an interesting discussion. Let me know. And, I'm out.